Welcome to Community Arts Kitchen.
In this video, you will learn how to mix skin tones with watercolors. All right, so we're going to be creating a recipe like this, and you don't have to make all of these. You might just mix one or two until you have actually really matched your skin color. So go to a blank page in your journal, and we will start. Ooh, I mixed a lot of skin colors already. Here we go. Okay, take your brush out and make it wet, please. Here's my water cup. And I actually like to have my watercolor set right below where my water is and my paper towel kind of underneath. Okay, so now that my brush is nice and wet, I'm going to hold my hand next to my color choices and think about what could be my main color of these color choices that I could start out with. Okay, so my skin is kind of on the lighter shade, lighter tint, so I probably don't want to start out with black, okay? So for me, I am guessing either red or brown would be a good choice. If you have more like a caramel skin, you could start out with yellow and then add brown to it. Or you could start out with brown and add other colors to it. So you decide. So I'm guessing red, brown, or yellow would be great choices to start. Okay, what I mean by that is you're going to loosen up the color. I'm going to start with the red. So twirl your brush, and you don't want to dig down. You want to just kind of roll your brush in the paint. Add lots of water. Okay, and then bring it over here to your palette area. Notice when you put the color right there, it kind of shrinks because this is so slippery. That's okay, the color is still there. Now I'm looking at this and I'm holding my hand, my skin next to it, and I'm thinking, gosh, this is way too bright, way too dark of a red. So how can I lighten it? Well, this is the trick with watercolor. You add water. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, wow, 5 scoops of water. So now this color is diluted, and it is more transparent, or translucent is actually the right word to say. Now before I know what this looks like, I need to do a little test. So I'm going to paint a little test strip there. Wow, and please notice how different the color looks on the paper compared to my palette, okay? Because the white paper is shining through it because the color is translucent, and it also lightens it. Before I forget, I want to write down what this recipe is. This is red plus water. Okay, and now I'm going to hold my skin next to it, and I'm going to just think about, am I happy with this? I personally think it's too reddish, and I want to add maybe a hint of brown into it, okay? Now, whatever color you started out with, if you started with brown, you may want to add red to it. If you started with yellow, you may want to add brown to it. So whatever you do, you wash your brush out and loosen up your next color. In my case, this is going to be brown. And once again, roll your brush in it, loosen up the paint, don't dig into it, and think about how much of this color you want to add. Probably not as much as of the red, so I'm going to just maybe do 2 scoops of the brown. Give it a good stir. And I want to add a little bit more water. 3 scoops more water. And now I'm going to give this a test and see, how did this color change? Ooh, look at that. This is a nice skin tone as well. And it changed from being so red to, it warmed it up with the brown, and I can match it. Oh, I like that. Okay, now before I forget, I write it down. This was red plus brown plus water. It's almost like a number sentence, isn't it? But with words. Okay, so that's my recipe. Now, I've done this several times and I got it already in my second try. I'm happy with this. This is artist choice. This is personal to me. Nobody tells me what skin color I should be painting, right? Because this is my personal artwork. But if you don't have it yet, you keep practicing, you keep adding other colors to it. I just want to give you some choices. So if you have a darker skin color than I do, I found this pretty successful. Here is a brown with not much water. So this is what it looked like, brown with not much water. Now, you might enjoy adding violet, this color, to your brown, and it looks like this. Isn't that so cool? And if you need it even darker than that, just a hint of black, because black is a really powerful, strong shade, and it will turn your color just like that. Here, I actually glazed over with black. A glaze is when a color underneath is dry. So I wanted to show you that. And I'm using black to glaze over. So I'm loosening up black, adding some water to the black, and I'm coloring over with black. And if you feel like, oh, this is too dark, you can also just dab it with a color, with a paper towel. That gives a nice tone as well. If you want your skin, if you feel like your skin is really, really dark, you can do that. So once you have figured out what your skin color is, do remember to write down the recipe. And then you're going to paint an entire page with that color like I have here. And that's a big job, and you may run out of your color. Oh gosh, no, I ran out of the color. What do? Well, you make more, right? Because you know the recipe. You can double the quantity. It's kind of like cooking. If I just cook for myself, I cook less. But if I cook for my whole family, I have to double or triple the recipe maybe. So add 6 scoops of your red and 6 scoops of water, and then you have more of that color. So your job is to end up with one entire paper colored with that skin color. And if you would like a recommendation, I like to use the very back cover of my journal because it is really thick cardboard, and I like to paint on a paper that is more sturdier. If you're painting on a flimsier paper, it's fine too, but it kind of makes it wobbly, and to me that bothers me, but that's artist choice, right? So you're going to paint a whole entire paper, let it dry, and then you're ready for the next step, which is next art class, where we're going to paint our self-portrait on top.
Thanks for watching. Community Arts Kitchen was created and developed by Barbara Libby-Steinmann and Anna Rochester. See you next time.